In August 1959, a Belgian Air Force pilot named Colonel Remy Van Lierde was on a routine reconnaissance mission over the dense jungles of the Congo. Van Lierde, who had already completed more than 400 missions over the region, encountered something extraordinary that left many shocked and bewildered. He claimed to have seen a serpent unlike anything known to science, an enormous snake stretching nearly 50 feet long, with a triangular head and a body as thick as a barrel. When the colonel descended for a closer inspection, the creature reportedly coiled back, as if preparing to strike at his helicopter. Van Lierde even managed to capture a photograph, and when it surfaced, it ignited worldwide debate. It raised countless questions, none of which have ever been truly answered. Had Van Lierde truly witnessed a living monster, or was it nothing more than a legend shaped by fear and illusion? Let us dive into this mystery and uncover the legend of the Giant Congo Snake. On a planet teeming with life, some creatures inspire reverence while others awaken deep and ancient fears. The snake, a timeless symbol of danger, has slithered through human myths and nightmares for thousands of years. Often misunderstood, it remains a creature of mystery and silent power, a living whisper in the long grass. Without limbs, these giants move in ways that seem almost otherworldly, their entire bodies working as one, pure muscle and scale flowing in a hypnotic symphony of motion. From the slow and crushing coil of a python wrapping itself around its prey to the sudden, lightning-fast strike of a viper exploding from the undergrowth, the snake embodies fluid power. It glides with an effortless, liquid grace, a river of life rippling across the earth, silent yet unstoppable. In the lush heart of Africa, a land alive with untamed energy, there exists a deep respect for the serpent. Here, where humanity first walked, the snake has always been both feared and revered, a creature of silence and sudden power. For generations, tales of monstrous serpents have drifted out of the Congo, stirring the imagination and feeding an ancient fascination with giants of the wild. The African rock python, the largest known constrictor on the continent, can grow to formidable lengths, its muscular body capable of suffocating and consuming prey as large as antelope and even young crocodiles. Its hunt is a raw display of evolutionary power, a clash of strength and patience perfected over millions of years. Yet even this fearsome predator, the undisputed giant of Africa, seems small when compared to the whispered legends that linger in the deepest and most uncharted corners of the Congo rainforest. But none of Africa's known giants came close to what Colonel Remy Van Lierde witnessed during a reconnaissance mission over the Congo. In August 1959, during the Belgian colonial rule, Van Lierde was flying an Alouette II helicopter from Kamina Air Base, accompanied by Colonel Gazin, parachutist Major Defebvre DSO, and engineer Adjutant Kint. These flights formed part of the regular exercises, which included surveillance and reconnaissance over vast and often inaccessible stretches of jungle, monitoring for signs of unrest or unusual activity among the local population. With Congo only a year away from independence and nationalist movements gaining momentum, the Air Force maintained a constant presence above the forests. It was during one of these missions, while returning to Kamina, Colonel Gazin spotted something resembling a massive tree trunk lying beside a destroyed termite mound. As he adjusted his microphone to report it, the helicopter, traveling at 120 kilometers per hour, had already passed nearly a mile beyond the spot. Van Lierde, however, banked the aircraft and circled back, only to discover that the tree trunk was in fact an enormous snake. The crew was left stunned by the sheer size of the serpent. Van Lierde descended for a closer inspection, bringing the helicopter lower over the canopy. As they approached, the snake reacted, coiling back and lifting its head nearly 10 feet into the air, as though preparing to strike at the aircraft. Van Lierde made several low passes over the creature, while Kint, the only man on board carrying a camera, managed to take a single photograph before concerns over the fuel supply forced them to turn back. When the image surfaced, it ignited fierce debate around the world. Some hailed it as proof of a living fossil, a relic from prehistoric times, while others dismissed it as a hoax. But to understand the truth behind the photograph, we need to examine the possibilities more closely. Around 58 to 60 million years ago, during the Middle to Late Paleocene epoch in prehistoric South America, shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs, there emerged one of the largest predators the world has ever known, the Titanoboa. This gargantuan constrictor is the largest snake ever discovered, estimated at nearly 50 feet in length. Scientists believe Titanoboa was an ambush hunter, lying in wait along riverbeds. When prey ventured too close, it would surge from the water, coil its massive body around the victim, and squeeze with such force that it suffocated before being swallowed whole. When it comes to the Congo snake, some have speculated that it could represent a surviving Titanoboa, a so-called living fossil. However, this theory quickly falls apart. Titanoboa went extinct around 58 million years ago, and its fossils have only ever been found in South America, not Africa. No evidence suggests that Titanoboa, or any close relative, ever lived outside that region. Roughly 40 million years ago, during the Eocene epoch, another colossal serpent roamed the earth, the Gigantophis garstini. Found in what is now northern Africa, particularly in Egypt and Algeria, Gigantophis stretched an estimated 33 feet in length, making it the largest snake known before Titanoboa was discovered. Unlike Titanoboa, which thrived in swampy South American jungles, Gigantophis lived in an ancient Sahara that was then lush and filled with diverse mammals. It likely preyed on early proboscideans, such as primitive relatives of elephants. Gigantophis ambushed them near rivers or watering holes. Some cryptozoologists speculate that the Congo snake could be a surviving descendant of Gigantophis, since it lived on the same continent. However, no fossil evidence has been found in Central Africa to support this theory, and mainstream science accepts that Gigantophis went extinct millions of years ago. Among living snakes today, the green anaconda holds the title of the heaviest and one of the longest. Native to South America, these semi-aquatic giants can reach lengths of up to 30 feet. They thrive in swampy, river-rich environments, where their immense bulk is supported by water. Using a patient ambush strategy, anacondas wait for prey such as capybaras to approach the water's edge. Striking from below, they coil around the victim and constrict until it suffocates before swallowing it whole. However, anacondas are not native to Africa, making it highly improbable that the Congo snake was one of them. Therefore, claims linking it to an anaconda are almost certainly mistaken. The same conclusion also applies to the reticulated python. Another giant serpent from Southeast Asia, it is officially the longest snake in the world, with confirmed individuals exceeding 30 feet. Known for their striking geometric skin patterns, these snakes are slender compared to anacondas yet remain powerful constrictors, capable of killing large mammals. However, reticulated pythons are strictly Asian, with no evidence of their existence in Africa. Their inclusion in Congo snake theory stems mainly from their size, but geography rules them out. Nonetheless, Africa has its own giant serpents. The African rock python is one of the largest snakes in the world and is native to the continent. This reptile can grow up to 20 feet in length under normal conditions. Found across sub-Saharan Africa, these snakes are known for their aggression and ability to take down large prey such as antelope, crocodiles, and even people. The largest recorded individual measured about 24.5 feet, or 7.5 meters, making it the biggest confirmed snake in Africa. Yet even this falls far short of Van Lierde's 50-foot estimate. While some enthusiasts argue that exceptionally large individuals could be mistaken for giants, the size difference remains staggering. skeptics argue that the Congo snake photograph and story may be nothing more than a misidentification. They point out that forced perspective in aerial photography can make objects on the ground appear much larger than they are, and that vegetation or shadows may have created an illusion of scale. Others suggest that memory distortion, especially when recalling extraordinary events decades later, could have influenced the testimonies. Critics also highlight that only a single photograph was ever produced, despite multiple men being on board the helicopter. Supporters of the story counter this by noting Van Lierde's claim that a second photo was not taken due to low fuel, forcing the crew to return to base. Nonetheless, the absence of additional images or any physical evidence of such a giant snake leaves the claim resting entirely on anecdote and one questionable photograph. Even though the existence of a giant 15-meter serpent may seem impossible today, the Congo snake remains one of the most intriguing cryptid stories of the 20th century, suspended between legend and possibility. With no physical evidence and only a single disputed photograph to support the tale, science leans firmly toward skepticism. Yet the sheer scale of Van Lierde's account, coupled with humanity's fascination with giant serpents, ensures the mystery endures. Whether a misidentification, or a genuine glimpse of a lost titan, the Congo snake continues to captivate enthusiasts and spark debate about its existence, a reminder of how much of our natural world still lies hidden in the shadows. For now, the truth remains known only to Van Lierde and his crew.